Hello everyone, I'm academician Dr. Lilia. Welcome to Science and Me YouTube channel. The mission of my channel is to introduce you to popular science and to create a popular science encyclopedia on YouTube. We are back with an interesting popular science video. I would be very happy if you support me by subscribing to my channel and writing a comment. If you are ready, let's start the video. What turns an ant into a soldier or a forager is a complex question that scientists are still working to understand fully. However, it is believed that a combination of genetic and environmental factors play a role. The differentiation of ants into different castes, such as soldiers or foragers, is primarily determined by a combination of genetic factors and environmental cues. Here's how it typically works. Genetic predisposition. The genetic makeup of an ant plays a significant role in determining its caste. The genes inherited from the queen and the sperm she receives from male ants, drones, determine the potential caste of the ant. Ants have a caste system, which means that different members of the colony are specialized for different tasks. This caste system is determined in part by genetics. For example, some ant species have different genes for soldiers and foragers. However, even within a single species, there can be variation in the genes that influence caste. This suggests that other factors, such as the environment, also play a role. Environmental cues. While genetics play a role, environmental factors also have a substantial influence on an ant's caste determination. Environmental factors, such as the availability of food and the presence of predators, can also influence which caste an ant develops into. For example, if a colony is under attack, more ants are likely to develop into soldiers. Conversely, if food is scarce, more ants are likely to develop into foragers. The key environmental factors include a. Nutrition. The amount and quality of food an ant larva receives during its development significantly impact its caste. Larvae that receive more protein-rich food tend to develop into larger, more robust workers, often designated as soldiers. Those that receive less protein develop into smaller workers, typically foragers. B. Pheromones. Chemical signals produced by the queen and other ants in the colony can affect the development and behavior of larvae. For example, the queen produces a specific pheromone that inhibits the development of new queens and reinforces the development of workers. C. Colony needs. The needs of the ant colony also influence caste determination. If the colony is under threat or requires more defenders, more ants may develop into soldiers. If there's a need for more foragers to gather food, more ants will develop into foragers. Age. In some ant species, age can also be a factor in caste determination. For example, young ants may start as nurses or caretakers of the brood and then transition into foragers as they age. Hormones. Hormones also play a role in caste determination. For example, the hormone juvenile hormone is important for the development of foragers. When juvenile hormone levels are high, an ant is more likely to develop into a forager. Conversely, when juvenile hormone levels are low, an ant is more likely to develop into a soldier. Epigenetics. Epigenetic modifications, which can be influenced by both genes and the environment, also play a role in caste differentiation. Epigenetic factors are changes in gene expression that are not caused by changes in the DNA sequence itself. These changes can be influenced by environmental factors, such as diet and stress. Epigenetic factors are also thought to play a role in caste determination. For example, a study on the Florida carpenter ant found that injecting ants with a drug that increased histone acetylation, a type of epigenetic modification, caused more ants to develop into foragers. Polyethism. Many ant species exhibit a phenomenon called polyethism, where workers of the same caste can switch roles within the colony based on current needs. For example, a worker ant that was previously a forager might become a soldier if the colony faces a threat. In summary, the development of ants into different castes, including soldiers and foragers, is a complex interplay between genetic predisposition and environmental factors. The colony's needs, the nutrition received by ant larvae, pheromone signaling, and other environmental cues all contribute to the differentiation of ants into various roles within the colony. This flexibility in caste determination helps ant colonies adapt to changing conditions and threats. The development of an ant into a soldier or a forager is a complex process that is influenced by a combination of genetic, environmental, and epigenetic factors. Scientists are still working to understand all of the factors involved, but they have made significant progress in recent years. It is important to note that the relative importance of genetic and environmental factors in caste determination can vary between ant species. For example, in some species, genetics plays a larger role, while in other species, the environment plays a larger role. Additionally, the caste system in ants is not always rigid. In some species, ants can switch castes later in life. For example, if a colony is in need of more soldiers, some foragers may switch castes and become soldiers. Overall, the development of an ant into a soldier or a forager is a fascinating example of how complex organisms can adapt to their environment.